Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
Hello, Salt Strong Nation. Joe Simons, like diamonds. We got Luke Simons. What's up, dude?
Much. Just ready to talk about the new fishing school.
Fishing school. This is a new curriculum we put together for our Insider members after hearing from so many members about what they wanted, besides Smart Fishing Spots app and the free tackle every month and the 20% off discount in the community. We asked them what they wanted in terms of the fishing tips. And it seemed from all the feedback that we received that we had, three types of anglers. And in terms of their skill level, we also have different anglers who are fishing from shore. We got some cool stuff, by the way, for you shore-based anglers. Really, actually, the coolest thing we've ever done for shore-based anglers ever. I'll just leave it at that. We'll have a new podcast about that probably next month with a little bit more details. But we also have, kayak anglers and boat anglers, skiff anglers, etc. Beach surf. I put all that in the land-based. And then we have different skill levels. We have beginner, someone who's either completely new or maybe came from freshwater and hasn't really done much inshore saltwater fishing, or, maybe grew up fishing, just hasn't done it in 20 years. And then we had some just beginners still that had some luck and then kind of got skunked and are just super frustrated and almost kind of just want a reset. And then we have intermediate. And then we have some advanced, like we even have some full-time fishing guides in here who even said they're learning about certain things like the dirty deeks knot and even some of the testing we've done about fluoro versus mono. So all that being said, we put together this curriculum because so many people said, hey, it'd be cool if you guys had just like a step-by-step comprehensive video-based guide where I can start at video 1 and go to video whatever. Obviously, the fewer the better. And they don't know wants to sit through a 10-hour class and get everything I'd possibly need to have confidence and to be consistent. And so that's what we created. We created a little fishing school, and it's interactive too, which is even cooler. And Luke, talk about kind of how we built this and why and what we're learning from it so far as well.
Yeah, so it's basically the fastest and most efficient way to go from wherever you are now to an advanced angler who's catching the most fish in their area. And that's why, again, it's just beginner to me. So somebody who's pretty new. So beginners is really just, hey, I'm really struggling and I just want to never get skunked again. I don't really care what I catch. I just don't want to come back to the dock and feel terrible that we caught nothing, right? And so this course will make sure, if it's followed, that you are going to catch something. Might not always be a trophy, but you still can. But it's just the easiest way, whether you're fishing from land or by kayak or by boat. It doesn't matter. The fish are in the same spots regardless. And this shows you how to find those spots as efficiently and easily as possible. And obviously what lures and baits to use. This one focuses more on live bait, of course. And then again, even just positioning on how to present. In this case, a lot of live shrimp is presented. Just how to present a live shrimp the most effective way to guarantee that you're going to catch something, and still have a high chance of catching some good stuff too.
Yeah, and regardless if you fish in a boat or a kayak or from shore, that this can work for everyone.
Yeah, we give scenarios. Yeah, so let's go ahead and click on this. Is again beginner for I'm struggling. I want to never get skunked again. This quick crash course will make sure that you never get skunked again. And it focuses on, we actually show it's the real time while we're teaching. We just show firsthand exactly how to do everything. We even have some underwater footage that shows. Let me just go ahead and mute it. But this shows the amount of fish that are under many bridges. So we teach you how to find the bridges that have the most life, and then how to identify which zones of the bridge have the most life. And this is some footage I got recently just at a random bridge. And it's insane how many fish are down there. If you pick the right spot of a bridge and the right type of bridge, there is a shockingly large amount of fish there. And live shrimp will catch pretty much all of them. Yeah. And so again, we teach that, and also it's interactive too. So when you have questions, I won't show the questions just to protect our members. So a lot of Q&A. This thing just started. We already have a good amount of comments coming in, but how it's really set up is just to go through all the core things. So finding fish obviously is number one. That's the most important. If you find the fish, everything else is easier. All right, you can have the most expensive rods and reels, that you can have a $300,000 boat, and if you can't find the fish, you're not catching anything. It's really as simple as that, and vice versa. As long as you find the fish, you can go out with a little kid's rod that costs $12 and some frozen shrimp and hooks and weights, and you can actually catch more than those people with the expensive boats who don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
So this just teaches you how to do it. Then we talk about positioning, and we go through examples of fishing from the bridge or from near bridges, from shore, and whether you're from, again, on shore or by boat or by kayak. It shows all the examples to use, and we give satellite footage just so you can easily see what we're talking about. Casting, very important topic. Joe, when was that? We did a survey from Fishing Guides like 5 years ago now.
Yep.
And guess what? The number one issue that guide said that their clients struggle with most, and it's casting. So this goes through, there's different casts for different levels. So this beginner level, it's all designed to just not confuse you, to be the quickest and the easiest way to catching fish. So we teach you the easy casting method that works for everything. We teach you the one knot that all you need to know is one knot, and you'll know it all. Give you a hint, it rhymes with the uni knot. So we teach you the uni knot, and we show you how to do line to line, plus line to hook, plus line to lure. And then obviously the rods and reels, again, go through what works, what's worth the money, what's not. Same for lines, lures, hooks. And then the technology part is really about what technology do you need? Do you need to go out and get 10 apps, or do you just need one? And I'll give you the hint, it's just one. And so that's basically the beginner module. And then the intermediate module is actually the same stuff. Let me just, it's a bit basically the same stuff. It's just
different
at a more advanced level. Yeah. What's that, Joe?
But different. Same stuff, but different.
Yeah, same stuff, but just the same topics, but just more advanced. So now we're talking about, and on the finding fish, it goes from just, hey, let me catch something and just not get skunked, to now, hey, I want to start targeting like inshore, the kind of more popular fish, redfish, sea trout, snook, flounder. So this will actually go through and start showing the next level where you're using online maps on top of our smart fishing spots layer to actually know which zones to fish. And then for the rods and reels, you kind of need a little bit higher end rods. You're starting to use lures at this point, and this will give tips on just the right gear to get to make sure that you're being as effective as possible with lures. When you're doing the beginner stuff with live bait focus, the equipment isn't nearly as important. So we just tell you, hey, like don't spend much money. Like make sure you like fishing first, and then once you're in this intermediate level, now it's time to upgrade to a little bit nicer stuff. And then the advanced level, again, same exact thing. Now, instead of the 90-10, it's like the 95-5. This goes into like identifying the precise locations and times that the fish are going to be holding, how to position for them, how to catch the biggest fish, right? That are a lot smarter than the smaller ones. Goes into the more specific knots to tie at this point. You'll learn that you do not want to be using the uni knot. It's a great knot, all purpose. It's never the best knot. And for the bigger, smarter fish, we have to use as light a line as possible and maximize our strength with the best knots possible. And this goes through, after a ton of knot break tests, the best leader assembly that I found. And it's been a game changer for me as far as catching the bigger overslot snook, overslot reds, all with artificial lures. That's really it. And we have a bonus section that goes into just a lot of our underwater analysis. We've done a ton of footage, just showing fish behavior in their natural environment, where we put high def cameras down in the water, dangle some lures in front of them, dangle some shrimp. And this gives us the best of the best. And we'll obviously be adding to that. That's one of my big goals this year, is to get a lot more underwater analysis. We have done a lot of line experiments. I think most notably is just the fact that we've proven that fluorocarbon leader line is actually doing more harm than good in most cases. And so you can save a ton of money in your line after going through these tests. And also these line tests, like we don't accept sponsorships from any company. So whatever company we recommend, whatever lines we recommend, is based on the actual experiments, where we put it under the test on knot experiments. We do a lot of abrasion tests, especially for leader line, where a lot of really big concern is can that snook or tarpon or whatever we're going after, can it rub through the line or not? And so again, we go through the testing to make sure that you're using the best gear for the best price. obviously catch, boat, and release tips. Then we're teaching how to catch more fish. So we got to make sure we're taking care of them. So we give tips on just how to make sure that when you release the fish, they're ready to thrive. Talk about the best water temperature. And then just tides and currents, just to make sure, again, that everybody who goes through here is just a well-rounded angler. And particularly if you go through the advanced module, even advanced anglers who've been going through, I've just said, wow, I never thought about that. And again, it's not like we're geniuses. This is all tips that we've just heard and learned from our members. We now have around 50,000 members now, spanning from Texas all the way up to really up to New England. And it's shocking just how much you can learn simply by just interacting with a lot of other fishermen who just like to fish and like to share tips.
Yep. Yeah. So we're now moving all new members and encouraging all the existing 50,000 members to go through this. As Luke said, wherever you are, start there. And then the goal is that you get past the advance. And each one, it's well under an hour for each one of those things. They're kind of like little mini courses, and man, just incredibly helpful. And I mean, it's everything we wished was around when we were trying to make that. I mean, that would have saved us years just going through those 3 modules there. And that's the kind of feedback we've been getting is, oh my gosh, this is so good, because it's step by. That's the toughest part about trying to put all the pieces together yourself, right? Through trial and error and watching YouTube videos. It's even our own YouTube videos out there. They're very fragmented, right? Like, because one week we might be doing an advanced tip on like a leader line assembly, and the next week it's catching sheep's head with shrimp for beginners. And so it's just all over the place. And this is one of the few things I've ever seen where it's just step by step. You start at the top and go through, and it's very comprehensive. And when you finish it, you're like, cool, I'm armed and dangerous. I know what to do.
Yeah, it's a recipe. I mean, that's the problem with YouTube or even fishing magazines, where you kind of go through and get tips from here, one from over there, and you're getting the bits and pieces of recipes that sometimes conflict with one another. Whereas this is just the quickest recipe, start to finish. In all of the lessons, especially the finding the fish ones and just how to use software, it defines different water types. So obviously not everybody's fishing clear water. We have a ton of members that fish in marshes in the Carolinas and really all throughout. And so we always, on all those examples, it talks about bays, it talks about rivers and creeks, and then also talks about marshes, just to give the general theme is usually similar, but there's a lot of nuances that you have to account for depending on if you're in clear water or murky water. There's technology now that you can get really defined bottom contour data, even in murky waters, to it basically looks as if you're looking at a satellite map in clear water. You can actually see the bottom and quickly identify the spots. And we teach you how to do all that in these lessons.
Yep. Cool. So that's it. If you're a member, go. Where's the best link to even find this? Have we even added it? This is all so new. Do we add it to the dashboard yet, or?
We'll put a link down below if you're watching this, of course.
Yeah.
But it's, if you just go to saltstrong.com/member curriculum, that'll take you to the homepage, or just search for curriculum in the search box and you should be able to see it. But easiest way will just be to click the link down below.
Yeah, and we'll make sure to add this to the dashboard too. It's so important. And if you're not a member, come join us today over at saltstrong.com/pricing. We're even now working with a free trial. So we've had a lot of people say, hey, I know you have a money back guarantee, but I still just want to do a free trial. And so we're opening that up for a little bit, at least as we're recording this here, that should be live over there at saltstrong.com/pricing. If you want to at least kind of test drive it for 10 days or so. So if that helps, and go for it, Luke.
I was going to say, even if the free trial, if I don't know if somebody's listening to this a little bit later, there's a gift package that we have, and it's going to be about $50 of cool stuff. And you can get that for just joining the monthly rate. So for just under $10 on day one, you make $40. So you make money, plus you get access to all this course, plus the software that you'll be learning in the course. And you're going to have the lures that are used in the course as well, in the intermediate, to make sure that you're just going to be able to most efficiently catch the fish that you're targeting. And we try to make it, we put all the risk on us. We know it works. We just hope you give it a try. And again, as you go through there, if you ever have questions, just use that little comment section I showed below. It'll go straight to me in most cases, and I'll be quick to answer any of your questions.
Cool. Shake and bake. Talk about recipe earlier. If you guys made it this far and you can name that movie, Shake and Bake, you get 10,000 bonus points. Don't know what they're worth, but Points are points.
Yep.
All right, guys, we appreciate you. And as Luke said, go to saltstrong.com to take advantage of that, and hope to see you inside. And you current members, leave a comment down below. Any other questions or any other videos you want us to go add to this fishing school curriculum, let us know.
Peace. We up. See ya.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul.